Why is your name changed, Stel? Yeah. What's wrong? Change your name.
A reality, Stel. It can't happen. You've missed the boat. You can't. No belief in the world is going to make Stelegation happen this season. We've stayed up. We will be a Premier League team next season, Stel. What is your reaction to Stelegation failing?
Good evening, Sim. Good evening, Marlon. Good evening, everyone in the chat.
Stel.
So my name has changed because I'm on my iPhone because it's the only way I can get internet, and I don't know how to change the name on the iPhone. So if you want to change it, Sammy, feel free. You're more than welcome.
To what?
What
do you want to change it to?
Whatever you want. Whatever gets the most clicks and likes. There you go. Whatever baits the most amount of people. Yeah, I'm gutted, man. I'm gutted. I'm just. ENIC have got away with it. They've absolutely got away with it again, and we're going to have to go for another 2-3 years of another project, another story, until we get to that point of where it fails, and we're going to be back here again, unfortunately.
So you wanted us to lose today?
I wanted us to get relegated so we can either destroy ENIC or force them to change their ways. But now, what's going to happen is they're going to buy 3 or 4 half-decent players in the summer. We'll get rid of a couple of players that are deadwood. We'll probably finish top 6.
Well, that's pretty good. I'll take top 6 right now.
Yeah, I think every fan would, because we finished 5th with Ange when we had no Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll finish top. If we sign 3 or 4 really good players, and we don't have an injury crisis again, then I think we will finish top 6, because that's what Ange did when we didn't have Europe. And then it'll come to that point where we've got a back actually challenging for top 4 and trophies, and it'll be an all right transfer window. Then it will slowly unravel, because they're not going to do what it takes, because they don't know how to do what it takes. Because as long as they're financially comfortable, guys, you know, they don't need to. There's no reason for them to try and win the league. There's no pressure from the fans to win the league. There's no knowledge of how to win a league. You know, you look at Arsenal. I mean, I hate them with every bone in my body, but you look at their owners. They won the Super Bowl with the LA Rams. They won ice hockey. I think it's with Colorado, some team called Colorado. They won basketball, NBA title with the Denver Nuggets, and now they've won the league title with Arsenal. The Cronkies have a track record in buying sports franchises and turning them into elite winners. So there was a path for them to get there in the end, and they've proven it. And they backed it, and when the going got tough, they made wholesale changes at boardroom level. They got rid of Vinay, they got rid of Edu, they brought in Better, and they basically they won the league. So are we going to do that? Are our owners going to do that?
I mean, history says no.
No, but 17th and 17th, 2 years in a row. And obviously seeing West Ham go down because they've got bad owners and Wolves have got bad owners. They must they must be able to see something that if they keep doing what they're doing, Spurs will get relegated.
Just give 1 second. 1 second. Okay. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Excellent. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, just someone wants to speak to me, and I'm on a live stream.
As per usual. So I was saying, but we finished 17th and 17th 2 seasons in a row. We've seen West Ham get relegated from bad ownership. We've seen Wolves get relegated because of bad ownership. Do you not think the board will reflect on it at some point and go, I know what we've seen, but go, actually, if we keep running this badly, we're gonna be in the same situation next year and get relegated?
No, because they'll do what's needed to get us back to the top. The ownership knows how to get into Europe. Okay. The ownership knows how to get Spurs into Europe. Look, this is what ENIC do. When they're financially distressed, they invest and they come up with solutions to fix it. So whenever we drop out of Europe, we spend quite a bit of money. We were on the brink of relegation, which would have cost us a couple of 100 million. So they go and throw 60 million pounds at Zerbi. They always spend big when we fall off of the financial rewards that football provides. But when we drop off from that, they go big and they push back up. Whenever we ever pushed big, when we finished fourth, name one season when we finished top four, and we really, we went for it.
That's when they were settling, right?
Yeah,
they settled.
So for me, it doesn't matter because we will get back to that place at some point, whether it's next year, 4 years time, we will get back there, and then they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do because, like I explained, the Cronkies, they know what to do. They've got a track record in doing it. Chelsea and Man City know what to do because they hire the best in class, the best negotiators, the best marketing team, the best coaches, the best recruitment officers, and they throw ridiculous money at it. That's how they've done it in the past. Man United know how to do it because they've got a history of doing it. We have no idea how to do it. And who have we got in place right now? We've got Lange. We've got Vinay, who Arsenal kicked out in order for them to progress to the next stage. Let's have it right. Vinay got managed out of Arsenal for a reason. And then we've got people like Charrington, Belcher, the Lewis kids. These are all investment bankers and property developers. Who in this club, guys, is going to lead the footballing project to get it over the line? Where's the experience? Where's the knowledge? Who's going to build the scouting systems and the elite level recruitment processes needed to compete with Liverpool, to compete with Man United, to compete with Arsenal for the major honours?
Yeah, but is that their aim? Because if you look at it, like you said, they always settle for the top four. Maybe that's what the aim is and always has been. So why do we expect for Tottenham Hotspur to be challenging for league titles? That would be their question.
Well, then my response to that is, what is the point of ENIC? If you're not going to take Tottenham to a different level, what is the point? You've had 25 years to come up with a plan, to come up with a project, to come up with a process, to come up with a philosophy, an identity, to have a pathway for the academy kids to filter into the first team.
But wouldn't you say
to have proper scouting, proper recruitment, to not mismanage the finances in transfers, to sell players at the right time? They've had 25 years to suss it out. Everyone said to me, Marlon, everyone said to me, why do you want us to get relegated? And I said, because it's the only way this lot are ever going to change. And people say to me, but they don't know how to change. Okay, so if they don't know how to change, it doesn't matter what Zerbi does, because they don't know how to change. And, Zerbi's a top manager, guys. When we signed him, I was delighted. I was so happy because he's exactly the kind of manager I like. But he's got one arm tied behind his back when it comes to the crunch. Because ENIC don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
In terms of the job he's done, Zerbi, keeping us in the Premier League, what would you think? What would you say about that?
Quality. Never in the history of the Premier League has a team in relegation changed their manager with 7 games to go, and that manager saved them. Teams have changed with 11 games to go, but never with 7. Zerbi's broken the record for joining a team in a relegation battle with so few games left. The guy won us 11 points in the last 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
Mate, he won a game of football at home today. We won a game in our stadium.
Yeah, when you put it like that.
When's the last time we won a game at home? I think it was it November?
Yeah.
Zerbi's the real deal, guy. He's a proper manager. He's a proper coach. But so was Conte. So was Poch. We've had these managers before. They're all good in a different way. But
so wait, Stel. So you agree?
We go with Zerbi. Where do we go? ENIC is still here.
So you agree, but you not agree. You say De Zerbi's a great manager. So you that's one part of the puzzle we have, right? With De Zerbi.
I'll take it back. He's not great because he's not a massive trophy winner. He's very good. He's
a very good manager, but he's in terms of having here in terms of us being well run, having someone like De Zerbi, that's he's a good manager. It's good to have him. So what do you need to see now between now and the start of next season to have belief that we can go places under the Zerbi, under this ownership.
It's not happening under this ownership. That's the whole point. It's not happening.
But what do you have to see to start to think that it could? What would you have to see this summer?
Chairman, a new football director, a new recruitment officer, a pathway for the academy kids to play for Tottenham Hotspur instead of us wasting 40 million on Tell, 30 million on Odebert, 40 million on Archie Gray. Since we went down Project Youth, the club collapsed. 17th twice in a row since we went down Project Youth. So rather than wasting all that money on Project Youth, invest it in actual quality players. And if you want to bring youngsters in, let the academy kids be those players because it's free. It doesn't cost us. It doesn't take away from our ability to spend on actual proven players like the Mohamed Kuduses, like the James Madisons. Rather than taking money away from that pool, keep that pool of money flowing for those types of players and only allow the academy kids, unless you sign a wonder kid, unless we find the next Yamal or the next Gareth Bale, like we know we've signed a really hot talent, then okay, I get it. So that needs to change. You know, there's a lot of things that needs to change. But are ENIC going to do it? Are ENIC going to get rid of Vinay? Are ENIC going to get rid of Lange? Are ENIC going to actually demand that at least 2 academy players per year play for Tottenham Hotspur instead of spending money on Tells and Odeberts and all this nonsense? Is De Zerbi actually going to have the final say on transfers? Because what I'm hearing is we're about to sign Robertson. Well, with all due respect, we wanted Robertson in January when De Zerbi wasn't here. So if we sign Robertson, that's not a De Zerbi signing. That's a club signing. So already the alarm bells are going off in my head. Whereas most fans will say, give it time, be patient, De Zerbi can coach him, De Zerbi's cooking. I've heard all these things like a million times before. If we sign Robertson, then De Zerbi's beginning to show the early signs of being another yes man. And that's when it goes wrong. So are all these things going to change? I don't think so. I think we've got the right manager. In fact, I know we've got the right manager. We've got the right manager. We just don't have the right ownership, Sim. I need to see major changes in the summer across the board for me to begin to say, okay, you know what? I'll bite my tongue for a year or two and give it time. Because when Arteta went to Arsenal, they changed everything. Mm-hmm. Chairman, coaching team, recruitment officers, they started filtering the academy kids into the first team. Everything changed there.
Yeah, but that took some time. That weren't overnight. Like, you got to remember, Vinay was there around De Zerbi, around Arteta time. So it has taken age. And you got to remember, this was the same club that wanted their ball out. They wanted them gone.
Yeah, but ENIC have been here for 25 years, Marlon.
Yeah, I get that. But
the Kroenkes have only owned 100% of Arsenal for 7 years. And in 7 years, they've delivered an FA Cup and a league title. I agree, it takes time. But Sim asked me, what do I need to see in terms of changes? And for me, I need to see a new football director. I don't want to see this dual role. I don't want to see Lange working with someone else. We tried that last year. It doesn't work. There's a conflict there. If one football director wants one player, but then Lange wants the other, then what do we do? Where does that leave the manager? One football director, one head of recruitment. I need to see a new chairman because Vinay's not that guy. Vinay couldn't do it at Arsenal. He couldn't get Arsenal to where they wanted. They got rid of him. So what's the point of us having him here? He's proven he can't do it. That's why they got rid of him. So he needs to go. I don't know why Charrington's here. I don't know what this Belcher guy does. You know, he stepped in to overrule Lange and Vinay to get rid of Frank. So Vinay's role has already been proven to be redundant because at any stage he'll be overruled. So what's the point of him being chairman? Because some random guy who does property deals can just step in at any time and say, no, Mr. Chairman, listen to me. Well, that's not how to run a football club. So all these people need to go because what will happen is we'll create a bottleneck and that bottleneck will hold us back. And I agree, Marlon, it does take time. It does.
Yeah.
But how much more time are we Spurs fans going to give, man? We've given them 25 years. What? We're going to give them another 5 years?
Well, Chris said apparently after the game today there was some chanting against ENIC, and there was change for Tottenham did say after the game, let's turn our attentions to the board, and apparently that was done at full time today. So maybe there will be some pressure applied from the fans, hopefully.
Change for Tottenham is dead. The protesting is dead. Fans taking action is dead. It's over. It's over, Sim. As much as I'd love it to ramp up and really become this big movement, it's dead. For me, it's dead.
It's not more dead than Stelegation. That's more dead.
Stelegation is finished. The
For a
dream is
season.
over. The
It could
hope
still happen.
has died. But in life, you don't always get what you want. I wanted us to win a trophy last year, and we did. And I was dancing in the streets. I was singing in Bilbao. This year, I wanted us to go down, and I didn't get what I want. So you can't. Not all your dreams can come true, Sim.
So
right?
wait, Stel, would you rather be West Ham today in their position, having them gone down?
I want whatever it takes for ENIC to either be forced to change everything they do, or for them to go. Whatever that takes. Now, I believe the only way that will ever happen is if the fans do it.
Can we?
No, we can't.
Because
we don't have the same mentality as the other clubs, Marlon.
yeah, but even them, like, how many? And I hate to quote bloody Sean in this, but when you're asking for someone to come in and buy the club, it's very, very hard until someone puts an offer on the table for someone to come in and buy the club. It takes time, and I get what you mean. We've got to make it uncomfortable. And again, as Spurs fans, do we have the stomach to make it uncomfortable for these owners? And again, so we're in two parallel universes.
So what you're saying to me is there's two options. Either we do something about this ownership, or we tell ourselves there's nothing we can do, so we just accept it. All right, well, we've accepted it for how many years? Where's it got us?
Yeah, but this is the question.
Where is this getting us? Before ENIC took over, we were the record holders for the most FA Cup wins. We'd won more. But if you look at every cup competition, the league,
that wasn't ENIC,
the league, and FA Cup.
You said on many occasions that wasn't ENIC's remit. It wasn't to win trophies. We know this.
Right. So if their remit is to not win trophies, what is the point of another project? Where are we going with it?
But this is the question.
Well, my belief is we're all going to get behind Zerbi. We're all going to jump on another project process plan. We're all going to get excited. We're all going to see better football. So we're going to think, yeah, this is it now. But we are going to get to that point, right? Every club gets to that point. Arsenal got there in the summer, and they said, right, we need a new football director. They brought him in. They signed Gyökeres, Eze, Hincapié, and Zubimendi. And that was that final piece. It got them over the line. But they spent big, man. They spent big money. 75 million Eze, 50 million here. Don't forget 100 million Declan Rice. Liverpool got to that point. They said, right, we need to do something. 75 million Alisson, 75 million Van Dijk. Every club gets to that moment where they've got to do something like that. That is the game-changing moment. Are we going to do that? Are ENIC going to do that? Do they know how to do that? Do they know how to get these deals over the line? Do they know how to attract those players? Do they know how to pay big wages to the right players, not the wrong players? Or are we going to take another punt on a Moani? Are we going to take another punt on a Pape Sarr? Is that what we're going to do? Because that's their track record. That is the history of ENIC. And people say to me, oh, but this is their first, it's the first season without Daniel Levy. Okay. What did we do in January when we were absolutely on our knees? We couldn't score a goal. Levy's not here. What did we do? We signed Gallagher. Yeah. We signed Sousa and a kid. And then we wonder why Frank got sacked and why we nearly got relegated. Even De Zerbi today, none of our attackers scored. Yet again, Paulinho. By the way, can I just say, all those fans that disrespected Paulinho and said, trust the manager when Paulinho was on the bench, I hope every fan now realises the importance that he needs to start every game. I hope every fan now realises Paulinho is the best midfielder in our club. He's the one that saved us so many times. He scored the winner against Wolves. He scored the winner today. I remember people criticising and questioning, saying, oh, but he's not playing well. Oh, but trust the manager. When Paulinho didn't play against Sunderland, I had a go at De Zerbi. I came on and saying, what is De Zerbi doing? Why, are you dropping Paulinho? So I hope now people realise the importance of Paulinho. But again, it took a defensive midfielder to score today, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well, yeah, we
Thomas
know
Frank,
why that
Thomas
is.
Frank never got given any strikers or attackers. Tudor never. Obviously, we weren't going to sign players because the window was closed. And Zerbi inherited this squad. We're just fortunate that midfielders and defenders like Porro popped up and scored goals for us. Otherwise, we would have got relegated.
All right, Stel. Well, you didn't get what you wanted, but we are in the Premier League next season. Looks like everyone but you is breathing a huge sigh of relief tonight. And hopefully next season we can improve.
We will improve next season, and we will get back into Europe at some point, and we will get into the top 4 eventually. But then what? That's the bit I'm trying to make. You
have to make peace
that's
with
the
it
bit.
still.
Huh?
You might have to make peace with it because you're not going to get your trophies. You're just going to get exactly what you just said, back into top 4, probably back into Europe, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
And a lot of Spurs fans are happy with that, by the way.
And that is the loser mentality. When we're not a big club, if that's the case, and I'm sorry to say it, that's not how the big club's fans think, and that's not how the big club's fans behave when it comes to demanding a certain level from their owners. If we accept that yet again, then that just goes to show we are not a big club. We're not, because big clubs don't think like that, and they definitely don't just accept that. Getting top 4 is not a trophy. Getting top 4 is not success. Simply getting into Europe and to the odd semi-final, that's not we're called the Big Six. Let's start being in the Big Six, Otherwise, what's the point of this? We're only going to end up having these conversations in a few years' time again, guys. So anyway, look, let fans enjoy it. A lot of fans are relieved. A lot of fans are happy we stayed up, and it's a big moment for a lot of fans, and they're going to be partying and drinking. I just can't get on board with something until I see that we are going to be more than just this team that wants to finish in Europe. If that is the ambition of this club, that is not ambition, in my opinion. So I'll leave it there. And guys, enjoy your evening. I'm sure you're happy, so enjoy it.
Relieved.
Relieved is why.
Yeah, not
Not happy, but definitely relieved. But appreciate you coming on, Stel. Stelegation is dead for a while, another year. But you always got hope next season, Stel. Big up to you.
We're getting into Europe next year, mark my words. We'll get into Europe.
There you go. All right. Stelegation going on a European tour next year. Love it. See you soon, mate.
Yeah.
There